All right. Hey guys, it's Andrew again over here at Prehired, and I've got another success story to share this morning. And on the other side of the camera, we have Nazal, and Nazal is up in Northern California, a little outside of San Francisco. So Nazal, appreciate you taking some time to share your story with us. In the first couple of days of your new role, just kind of take a couple minutes to tell everyone listening a little about your background, what you've done before.
Sure. Hey, thanks for having me here, Andrew.
No worries.
Prior to this, I mean, I've been in sales throughout most of my career, right? But at the same time, majority of these positions, they were only commission-based sales, right? It's always been pretty tough. I started off as a sales rep for Arctic Express, a Nestle distributor, where I dealt with chain accounts to independent mom and pop businesses, selling stuff like Haagen-Dazs, DiGiorno, frozen food, frozen dairy products. After that, I switched over to truck sales, the commercial truck sales, and I was doing that for a little bit. Did that for a couple of years where I was doing inside and outside sales, reaching out to customers and if not handling all the incoming calls and stuff like that. And then I ran into, Prehired. So
Awesome.
yeah.
So did you ever, I don't know, maybe we popped up across, an ad or, most people are seeing us from
I, I
Facebook or wherever it may be. Good.
I I saw you guys on Facebook,
Got it.
and
Okay.
it seemed to be like, it's too good to be true, right?
Yeah.
Hey, we guarantee you a software sales job in 12 weeks, and if you don't land a job, you don't have to pay anything. I was like, oh man, it sounds too good to be true, right?
Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and I do want to chat a little more about that in a second, but when we you said you're most recently more in trucking sales. Did you ever think about getting into software sales at
I,
all
I
or?
I did. Um, there's always positions popping up on job websites, job search websites such as Indeed, ZipRecruiter, stuff like that. And I did apply to a few of them, but I never got any response back. The reason being I didn't have any SaaS sales experience, right?
Yep.
I don't have a degree.
Yep.
So it's, I wasn't getting any response back from them. So I was like, forget about it. I'll never get into this.
Yep.
It's just too tough. It gets too many applicants that are way overqualified than me.
Mm-hmm. Got it. And yeah, I mean, and you're in a, like I said at the beginning, you're in a great area. I mean, you're near San Francisco, so you're in the, the mecca of tech, but even having a lot of opportunity, feeling that, hey, I don't have the experience, don't have the degree, and, not getting a response, that's what, hey, it's not going to work for me. And then obviously,
Correct.
Mark Zuckerberg, his algorithms, help pop us in front of you. And then,
Yeah.
you kind of had a little bit of a too good to be true. What kind of made you though, hey, not too good to be true? Like this seems real. This seems legit. What
Well,
kind of made you start to turn like, all right, this is something that could really help my career?
the position that I was in, right, at my previous position. So I was struggling.
Mm-hmm.
Sales weren't good. The industry was in a major recession. I was looking for a new job. And I was tired of doing the same old thing, just, working most of the time on commission. And if you're not selling, you're not making any money.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a mortgage, I have kids to raise, I
Yep.
have a family and stuff like that. So I wanted something a little bit more solid. Um, and I gave it a shot, man. I was like, let's do it. Let's do it. I have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, because it's true. If you follow everything and it doesn't work out, which for very few people it doesn't work out, you don't owe anything. Most people end up like you and they get hired into an awesome career.
hmm
So decided, hey, let's give this a shot. What was it like for you personally going through the program? Some people, hey, this is sales is brand new. This was a big learning curve. Others, I knew some of this stuff. Some people, things you like, things didn't like. Just overall, what was your actual experience like going through the program?
I mean, the way Josh breaks it down, it's real simple. Anyone can get it. I mean, if you just put your mind to it, focus, um, take a couple hours a day out of your day and just focus on this, you'll most definitely be successful because everything's pretty much explained on the videos and in the program and stuff like that. Breaks it down step by step all the way from the beginning till the end and makes it really easy. All you have to do is just follow directions. And when you're following directions, you're picking this thing up pretty quick too, right? So I didn't know anything about, how to use Zoom video or how to use the Interstellar and all that other stuff. The way Josh broke it down just made it real simple. Now I'm utilizing it every day. I'm going to use it for my new job. So.
Exactly, exactly. And yeah, I mean that's a great point for people listening, Josh assumes no one knows anything. Not in a bad way,
Uh-huh.
but like, okay, most people probably know how to create a Gmail account. Some people might not. So I'm going to walk people through that. And it's not, all right, you do this and then you just magically end up finished. It's step A,
Right.
step B, step C. And I agree. I mean, it's very, any new things, it's very easy to go through it because it walks you through exactly how to do these things. And you're right. Like, you just have to follow. I mean, obviously some of these things are tougher than others, but you just really have to follow instructions. It's like cooking. It's like, hey, as long as you have a recipe and you follow it, like, should probably turn out pretty good tasting. So
Exactly. I mean, prior to this, I didn't even know how to create a proper Gmail signature. I mean, I had one, but it wasn't a
yeah,
proper
yeah.
professional. And I learned that within 5 minutes of the first video that was on the
Yep.
program and
Yep.
stuff. So
Yep.
yeah,
Exactly.
it's
So you went through the program, found it pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Learned all these great things. You got certified. We started working together. Time to get you hired. Share that, because I mean I think you had awesome results, but
so.
I want you to tell everyone just what.
Uh,
Good.
so you guys, I mean, you guys will be under pressure, right? There's, I mean, even in the program, there's goals to hit and stuff like that. Certain people to reach out to, an amount of people to reach out to, and try to get that response rate. It's gonna be the same thing as when you start your gig in sales and stuff. So it gets you prepared. For me, I mean, uh, I was just ready to do it, right? So my first week, I try to reach out to as many people as possible, and many companies as possible. And one of the reasons being is I'm located next to the Bay Area and stuff. There's a lot of opportunities out here, a lot of companies that are hiring and stuff. So I went and applied at 20 different companies a night, synced in 30 different contacts, 3 contacts per company, and reached out to all of them via email and stuff. Response rate was, I believe, was pretty good. Um, my second week, I had 14 interviews set up. 14 interviews set
14
up.
like different companies
14 different companies.
in
Second
your
week,
second week.
my second week, yes, sir. And then actually, out of the 14, 8 of them made it to the third phase of the interview. So before I said yes to this position.
Wow.
Yeah.
Before you started Prehired, when you said it probably 5 or 6 minutes ago, how many interviews did you get before that?
Zero. Zero.
Zero.
Not
Zero
even a
to
phone
14.
call. Yeah.
0 to 14. More than half those are moving on to the third round. You got all, I don't remember how long exactly, and I'd have to check, but I feel like you only 4 or 5 weeks, maybe I'm off, but it wasn't that long of a time. It seemed like, and I remember that when I was looking through your information, it was like, whoa, week 1, like you reached out to a lot. You got a lot of interviews. Like you were
Yeah.
good, ready to go. So
Yeah.
if you don't mind kind of sharing, obviously you never interviewed in this SaaS environment before. How did you feel going into these interviews? Did you feel like, oh, was it similar to other interviews in the past? Did you feel prepared? Just kind of talk about going through that actual interview process.
You have to be prepared. A lot of people you are speaking with and interviewing with, there are intelligent people, right?
Yep.
The reason being is you have to know about their company prior. I would say research their company, figure out what they're doing. I mean, not a whole lot. At least get a
Yeah.
20-minute overview or some 30-minute. Figure out what they're doing. Oh, their program is doing this for this company. They're reaching out to these type of companies, and this is how it helps these companies, what they do and stuff. And if you just simply explain that to them, I mean, they'll go on to the next question and stuff. Interviews are tough. They are tough, but as long as you're prepared, you should be good. You'll run into all sorts of different personalities. I mean, I'll be straightforward. I mean, you'll run into managers that'll toot their own horns while they're interviewing you and stuff like that, and actually talking more instead of asking more questions and stuff like that. And you'll run into real cool managers also where, hey, you guys will get along great and stuff like that. Um, you know, I mean, different personalities. So,
Hmm.
and don't don't get upset if you don't make it to the next round and stuff like that. Don't take it hard on yourself. Just keep reaching out. It's a numbers game. As
That's
many, yeah,
sales.
yeah,
I mean, you deal with rejection in sales.
exactly.
You're gonna call 10 people. If one person says yes and nine say no, had a decent day. Like that's especially for people, like yourself. Obviously, you've come from sales, so you're used to that. But other people that haven't, it is a learning curve. But it's like just keep pushing forward, follow the process. You're gonna be fine. It's gonna work out at the end of the day.
Absolutely,
So.
absolutely, absolutely. There's a lot of opportunities out there. So,
Exactly, exactly. And yeah, one thing is, you did want to bring up, you mentioned talking about, run into some managers, maybe I don't want to work for others. They're awesome, they're great. I think that's something, not to toot our own horn, but I think that's something that we're helping people realize is you don't have to take the first company that says yes. Most
right.
of the time people interview with, maybe before Prehired, hey, this company gave me a job, sure, I'll take it. But they don't really know, well, how is that company performing? They're not qualifying them.
Mm-hmm.
Interviews, getting jobs is a two-way street, and most people don't look at it that way. It's you're interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing you. You want to make sure this is a good fit for you. You don't want to hurt your career or stall your career by going with a company that doesn't really know what they're doing, or working for a manager that doesn't have maybe doesn't have the
Absolutely,
management style you like. So training guys on how to qualify, how to ask the right questions to figure out, okay, they know what they're doing, they don't know what they're doing. And that's going to
absolutely,
really impress the manager, because in their mind, they should be thinking, I need this guy or girl to do that for me. They're pretty good.
Absolutely. And one of the things Josh does say right off the bat is, once you're done with the program, you'll probably know a lot more than your interviewing manager, their team, and stuff like that. Because the places that I've interviewed with, and I've asked them some of the stuff like, hey, what kind of tools are you guys using, or what do you guys do? What's your workflow like? And it's real simple. I mean, the
Yep.
stuff Josh teaches you, I mean, it's very detailed, right?
Yep.
You're analyzing a lot of things and stuff that you're learning quite a bit. So you are ready. You are on their level, if not surpass their level. So be confident when you're
Exactly.
going into these interviews. The only thing that kind of threw me off was the cold calls. So when it came down to the third interviews and stuff, a lot of these managers, they like to cold call, play
Yep.
play cold calling. Hey, I'm going to act like I'm this customer and give me a call and try to sell me this. I tried to figure out what product am I going to sell to them prior to the cold call and stuff like that. At least try to get a couple of days to research and get ready and stuff. But they never gave me that.
Yeah.
It was just on the spot. No, you have to be ready and stuff like that. So just be prepared for that. Practicing your cold calling, and just ace it. It's not that difficult. Just do what you can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And actually something that now you're hired, but we actually just introduced for people listening, and at the beginning of February 2020, we're actually requiring, at least for the first week, everyone to cold call managers. So we kind of came up with a more
Nice.
new improved process for the first 2 weeks of cold call, email, LinkedIn connection. If people know who Outreach, the company is, really awesome sales company, valued at $1 billion. They are famous for having an awesome outbound sales team, and they use something called the Agoji sequence. It was introduced in our program before, but we didn't emphasize that much. Now we're really pushing members because it's going to speed up the process, and it's going to give you, you're going to be calling people. It's going to give you that experience. They might honestly have you skip then, now that you cold call them. Or if you go into that, you've done it before, it's not going to be your first time. You're going to be more comfortable with it. So.
Absolutely. You have to just get comfortable with it and be ready.
So exactly. So I guess last question for you is, what would you say to someone that maybe was in your shoes in the past, or just anyone that's, hey, I am considering pre-art. I'm not really sure about it. Because I say this every interview I've done, but everyone we talk to is pre-art is not for everyone.
Mm.
We cannot help everybody. We need people that are serious about this and are motivated. And I think someone like yourself was very much serious, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to be successful. We need those people, so it's obviously it's not for everyone. So what would you say to though, just anyone that, hey, is this something I should go through or not?
Yeah, okay, so if you're into sales already, if you're doing sales in some other industry and stuff, and you're thinking about getting to software sales, absolutely do it, right? This is a no-brainer. You want to get in software sales, this will get you ready for software sales, and you will get a job. Even once you've completed the program at Prehired and you have sales experience and stuff in the past, the companies will look at that, and it all comes down to the interview, how you talk and stuff, and how you present yourself. They look at your previous sales experience, even if it wasn't in SaaS, right? But you have your Prehired program backing you up and stuff. Now, if you're thinking about getting to sales, if you want to do it, absolutely, absolutely, do it. Go out there and learn the program and hunt for jobs and stuff like that. It gets you ready for software sales. It'll teach you a lot of stuff that you need to know and stuff like that. And you'll have more knowledge than some of these companies that are out there that are doing the SDR programs and stuff. Now, if you're kind of iffy about sales and if you don't feel comfortable selling and stuff like that, so, I mean, you got to think about it and stuff. Do you really want to do this?
Yep.
It takes time and energy and persistent and being consistent and stuff like that. So if you can't handle rejections, if you're not comfortable with that, and beat yourself up over and stuff like that, don't do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. I 100% agree with that because, yeah, especially if you've never done sales before, it's like, hey, you can do it, but you really do got to decide, all right, am I going to, you're going to be calling people, you're going to be emailing people, you're going to be talking to a lot of strangers. Is that something that you can deal with on a daily basis?
Right.
Can you deal with people like you call 50 people in a day, half of them might not even pick up, half the people that pick up, or, three-quarters of them are probably going to say no. And then you have some great, obviously, conversations. It's at least as an SDR starting off, it's a grind. Obviously, in the future, once you can move into an A role, it's still a grind, but it's different, as you move up. But starting off, it definitely is a grind, but it's obviously very rewarding. So, yeah, I agree. You definitely really have to think, okay, can I see myself doing this? Or, we don't want people, yeah, sure, let me just put 1 foot in. It's, you're going to put 2
Absolutely.
feet in, you're going to put your
Yeah.
entire body in, and if you go for it, you're going to be successful.
Yep.
I think the people that I see struggle are the ones that unfortunately have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. In sales, if you do that in general, you're not going to hit
It's
your
not
numbers.
going to work.
So,
It's not
yep.
going to work. Absolutely.
So,
Yep.
well, that's about it for me, Nazal. I don't really have anything else. I appreciate you taking the time to share your experience about Prehired and your new job with us. Looking forward to hearing about your success. And excited. Definitely stay in touch down the road.
Hey, I appreciate you, Andrew. Thank you guys very much for everything. So good luck, guys.
Take care.
Anyone that's listening out there, you got this. So